Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where today we're going to be doing a character review of Din Djarin, aka the Mandalorian, from Disney's The Mandalorian. Now, this guy is a really cool character. He basically is the Clint Eastwood of space, and we kind of get that early on as we see him doing bounty hunter missions and basically being an everyman, making a living in the galaxy, doing gig work. I think he's very relatable as a character. He does not have force powers. He does not have any extraordinary abilities other than his hand-to-hand combat, which he's able to go against some of the best. I feel like because of his experience with the Mandalorians. He's very loyal to himself. He's very loyal to his future family and Grogu. And he's very loyal to the way of the Mandalorians. He follows the Coven to a T and only deviates from that oath when he has to save the life of Grogu. I think Din goes through a great character arc, kind of from this reluctant hero to ultimately actively working for the New Republic at the end of Season 3. He helps retake Mandalore, he rescues Grogu, he defeats an entire Imperial remnant pretty much. And he does all of this despite his reluctance to be a leader. I mean, once he gets the Darksaber, he can easily become the new leader of the Mandalorians, and he kind of just doesn't want to do it. He's just a guy, he's only looking out for himself and his immediate family. And I think that's really cool. I think he's something that hasn't really been done in Star Wars up to that point. His character definitely borrows some elements from the Legends Boba Fett as far as, the bounty hunter side of things, but the idea of this reluctant hero that's, really just an ordinary guy is really cool, and it's really relatable. And like some of the great Star Wars characters that have come before him, his compassion is his greatest strength. Den is, I don't want to say he's my favorite Mandalorian. I think there's one that we'll talk about in a future video that I have a fondness for, but I'm really happy for the direction that they decided to take his character. As much as I kind of wanted to see him become the new ruler of Mandalore with the Darksaber, I definitely understand why he doesn't want to do that. He does stay true to his roots, and we kind of get that early on in his interactions with the people he encounters in Season 1. But he's very quick to make allies. He's very swift to defeat his enemies. He does let Grogu get captured a couple of times due to his own shortcomings, but he always basically works his ass off to get him back. So, we'll give him a pass for that. I'm really excited to see what they do with this character going forward. Is he going to be involved in the galactic conflict coming up with Thrawn? What's his movie going to be about? I'm really excited to see his story taken to the big screen. I hope that movie has a really solid plot, a really solid foundation, and I really hope they can get Pedro Pascal back on set. We need some more scenes of him without the helmet. I'd love to see him further confront that fear of breaking the Mandalorian code and doing what he has to do to save those around him. I really wish we'd have got more of his interactions with Luke as well. I feel like that dynamic is very interesting because Mandalorians have not always been the most trusting of Jedi, but Den seems to have an understanding of, what is best for the child. And I think that comes from his development. As he's learned throughout his travels, he cannot always protect the child. He'll do everything he can, but he just has to do the right thing when the time comes. I really liked his relationship with Boba Fett as far as, fellow Mandalorians who have been through a lot of trauma in their life from the Clone Wars. They have a really solid friendship. I'd love to see those two team back up again, but overall, Den is a really solid character. I'm hesitant to deal in absolutes because I'm not a Sith, but I do feel like he's one of, if not the best overall characters we've gotten from the Disney era of Star Wars. I mean, his story has been, the most meaningful to me personally as a viewer. Like I said, I can relate with Din. I can understand, his his entire character, essentially. So we're going to give Din an 8.2. That feels right to me. That may be a little high. We'll have to see how his story continues. But really excited to see what they do with him. I'm really happy we've got him in the universe. And yeah, 8.2 is going to be the score. And as always, feel free to comment with a character you'd like to see us do next. Please subscribe. We've got great Star Wars content coming in the future. And as always, may the Force be with you. Now let's blow that like button and go home.